Hello, everyone. Welcome to Pastor Jerone TV. I'm your host, Pastor Jerone. Today is a great day to be walking with God and to be in the light of the Lord. Go ahead, like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell so you get a notification when I drop a new video. So, who's to blame for Breonna Taylor's death? Who's to blame? So, what the word is in the black community is that they got off. That's the word. See, when you say it like that, when you say that they weren't indicted, they were not found guilty, they were not found responsible for her death, that they acted justifiably, that their actions in shooting was justified. No, you don't say that. You know, in the black community, they got off. You know, they got off. Just like they're saying that in a way, they're saying that they were murderers and that the situation was that the police went in there and purposely killed Breonna Taylor because she was a black girl. And when you say they got off, that's pretty much what you're saying. Now, the Attorney General of Kentucky, he's a brother, he's a black guy. But the word is that he's my skin, but he's not my kin. Dumb. Black people can come up with any kind of excuse to not support a person who does not get with the black agenda. You understand? If you're not with the black agenda, if you don't go along with the black narrative, well, then you're a coon or Uncle Tom, and then you my color of my skin, but you're not my kin. Idiots. And they'll find a way to put down a black man who is not like them. The man is very intelligent. He stood up and he presented the case. He showed how the jury and how the evidence pointed out that the police officers were justified in their actions. There was one police officer, Brett Hankison. He was indicted for wanton endangerment, and that is that he shot too many times. I think Hankison shot like 6 to 10 times. And they said that he wasn't endangering the life of Breonna. He was endangering the life of people in other apartments, which was true. He shouldn't have been shooting that many times unless, if Breonna's boyfriend at the time, which was Kenneth Walker, if he had fired more than one shot, well then yeah. But sometimes your emotions and your adrenaline gets pumped up and you start going off. You want to go home at the end of the day. So he's going to be indicted, brought up on charges for wanton endangerment, but I think they're going to drop that case because he didn't shoot anybody. None of his bullets were found in anyone. It was another officer by the name of Miles Cushgrove who killed. His bullets were found in Breonna Taylor, and his bullets was the one who killed her. But he was not indicted, and nor was Jonathan Mattingly. Jonathan Mattingly was the police officer who was shot. So here's the situation, okay? The police officers had a no-knock warrant, which is to say that they can go up to the house and just break the door down and go in and grab the people, arrest whoever's in the house. They didn't do that. They found out since Breonna Taylor's first boyfriend, his name was Jamarcus Glover, since he was already in jail and he was the one that they were really after. After surveilling him and Breonna for about 2 years, they found out that Breonna was helping him in different trap houses, traffic, drugs, and all this different stuff. So they were watching them. They've seen Breonna Taylor at the trap house. They've seen her and him together, and they've known all this stuff. Also, Breonna Taylor had rented a car in her name, and then brought the car back, and the police officers questioned her because there was a dead body in her rental car. She was not indicted for that, nor was her boyfriend. But the thing is that dude that was found in the car, I think it's Fernando or Fernandez, he was the brother of one of Jamarcus Glover's friends. He was the brother of one of Jamarcus' brother's friends who had frequently gone to jail together. And so the dead body had a tie to Jamarcus Glover, who was the boyfriend of Breonna Taylor. Okay, so Jamarcus Glover was having drugs mailed to Breonna Taylor's address, which is why the police officers got the warrant to go in there and get the drugs away. Okay, but the night that they went there, they had a no-knock warrant, but instead they knocked on the door, told the occupants in the house that they were the police. They knocked, said, "We're the police." Knocked, said, "We're the police." Knocked on the door, said, "We're the police." No answer. Even the neighbors testified that they heard the police knocking on the door and saying that they were the police. They break in the door, and Breonna's current boyfriend, now this is not the one that they were surveilling, Jamarcus Glover. This was another guy named Kenneth Walker. He fired a shot at the police, and the police officers in turn fired shots back in the house after him. And that's what set off the shooting in Breonna Taylor's house. You listen to the black narrative prior to this evidence coming out, is that she was in her bed and she was just in it, and she was working for the EBT, and she had her career, and the police just went in there and just shot her up for nothing, and she was sleeping in her bed. Well, Breonna Taylor wasn't in her bed, and she wasn't an EBT because she got fired because of that dead body. And she was helping traffic drugs because when Jamarcus, one of his times when he had gone to jail because he was in and out of jail, Jamarcus Glover, her boyfriend, in and out of jail. And when they go in and talk on their phone, they record your conversations. So they was talking about the drugs, and she was helping him. So since Jamarcus was locked up, she hooked up with this other dude named Kenneth Walker, and Kenneth Walker fired those shots, causing the police officers to fire into the house. Now, with all that said, who's to blame for Breonna Taylor's death? I know that Breonna Taylor's mom went to the jail, and I read this in an article, and I'm gonna clip the article in the description below, where the mom went to the jail and blamed Jamarcus Glover for her daughter's death. That was on the phone and it was recorded. She blamed him, and Jamarcus Glover in turn blamed Kenneth Walker for firing the shot, making the police officer. So listen, neither of them blamed the police officers. The mother didn't blame the police officers originally, and the first boyfriend, Glover, didn't blame the police officers. He blamed Kenneth Walker, the other boyfriend. But when the attorneys get involved, like Ben Crump, the chump, who's always looking for some money, he's never looking for justice in the black community. Never. He's not looking for justice. And also, okay, so you can blame Jamarcus Glover, you can blame Kenneth Walker, and you can also blame Breonna Taylor for being in the midst of company like that. That was her choice. She liked the thugs. She liked them like that. She liked those men that dealt in drugs, and there was death around. She was close to a dead body. A corpse was as close as in her trunk. And she just rolling with a dead body, rolling with a dude that's doing drugs, trafficking and taking the money all around. She was involved in this. So this was her choice. And everybody know that game out there, they don't play. They don't play out there. That drug game, that money game, they real about their money. People can die. And she know that people can die. She had a dead body in the trunk. She know the game of death that stuff brings, right? So she's to blame for having those type of men and inviting those type of men into her life and into her apartment. And the dude, Kenneth Walker, heard the police. He fired a shot anyway. Why aren't they right in front of his house? Why aren't the media talking about him? And here's the thing, too. The media knew all of this evidence, but they played to the side against the police officers to get the black community's emotions all worked up. Because when people get into their emotions, they're not after facts. They're not after material or information. They are riding high on their emotions. And the Democrats, they do that to the black community so often. They really don't think you all are intelligent. They really don't think the black community is intelligent enough to sit down and read and look at the evidence, right? They treat black folks as if they some kind of just a jungle monkey. You understand? And so they just ride on these emotions, and that's how they do it. And they've been playing this stuff, and your WNBA is getting up and walking out and the NBA is walking away because of Breonna Taylor. And see, this verdict came right on the cusp of some very important information because they heightened people up. And so they can run this in the news to flood all of the stuff, all the truth, because Hunter Biden was found out to be trafficking in human sex trafficking. Hunter Biden, the Joe Biden's son, the man that's running for president of the United States, his son, Hunter Biden, was not only involved in criminal stuff with the Ukrainians, with the Russians, and with China. and they were paying him big money. But he was also involved in sex trafficking. The indictments just rolled out. This information just rolled out the other day. And CNN is not covering it. MSNBC is not covering. None of the Democrats are talking about it. And this was the real Russia collusion. This is the real big story. But they're drowning it out and flooding it with people who should be sitting down blaming Jamarcus Glover, Kenneth Walker, and Breonna Taylor for their own actions. No, don't get me wrong. It's a tragedy that that young lady died. I hate to see that. I hate to see that. I don't take no pleasure in that. But this was her decision. This was her decision. Okay? And so now, the rest of us have to move on. But they was already planning on doing this because they wanted to flood and drown out the stuff about Hunter Biden. So they knew the verdict was coming out. And so they had all this stuff planned with the riots and protests everywhere. That was already set up. It was already planned. You can't just simultaneously break out with a protest. This stuff ain't no way. And they take these people who were supposed to be in jail, let them out of jail, and pay them money because they cannot go get a job anywhere. You understand? But anyway, that's my thoughts on it. I would love to hear your thoughts on it. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments below. I might have missed something in the story, so y'all fill me in on it. God bless. I'll see you on the next video.